Hello everybody, this is TheAireaidLord, and today we have episode 4 of my fan mail series where I answer fan questions. I know a lot of people have asked questions, both on the channel and on some of my consoles, and now it's time for episode 4, which is on the PlayStation 3. I mentioned it in my gaming update, and now it's time to dive into the messages. So, we have the first message. I've gone through these friend requests, and they're all friend requests, so it's not like I'm skipping anything. I just haven't had time to delete the friend request, so unfortunately that's that. Alright, and the first message is from Hop88, who I think I recognize from before. Let's see. Alright, hey Reed is his subject. See, I can make a body to my... What? What is he... See, I can make a body to my... I think in one of my previous fan mails I must have said that a lot of people don't make bodies of their messages, and they ask the questions and the subjects, but I didn't mean any disrespect, but anyway, besides the point, how did you meet DSP? Were you a fan of him from a long time, and your book is so great, I don't want to put it down. Wow, well, first of all, thank you very much for the comment about the book. I'm very surprised that, a lot of fans have purchased, well, some fans have purchased the book, and I've sent them copies over PayPal. And yeah, it's hard to tell which fans purchased it, but I'm definitely glad that I have some interest. You know, a lot of people on YouTube know me for my gameplay commentaries, but most people don't know me for the 300-page book that I wrote. You know, I'm a published author. I have so many other accomplishments that go with that. So I think it's awesome that my YouTube fans are joining in that accomplishment. But to get to his question, how did I meet DSP? I've answered this before on podcasts and other series and stuff, but I'll say it again for the sake of saying it. I was a fan of Phil's from 2008. Well, I'm still technically a fan of his, although I don't really watch his videos anymore just because I'm so busy. The only videos of his I watch are just, updates and stuff that he makes informing people about things that he's doing. The first video I watched of his was in 2008 when he was playing Fallout 3. At the time I was looking for the bad ending to Fallout 3 because I was so into the game. And I came across his video where he was drunk off his ass playing this game. And he kept dying, he kept locking himself in this room, and he kept blowing himself up. And it was the funniest fucking thing. And ever since that day I was hooked. Watching his content, I followed him all throughout 2009, 2010, when his channel got shut down. He got kicked out of multiple partnership programs. And, I saw him basically mature over YouTube. It's pretty funny to see how he's grown over this YouTube experience. And it's really amazing. An amazing transformation if you go back to his old channels and see all the things that he's done. It's really, really cool. And I finally met him at Kineticon 2011. Originally, I wanted to go to Too Many Games and meet him, but Too Many Games last year in 2011 was during the weekend of Mother's Day weekend, and because of my surgery that I had a couple of weeks ago, and also because of the fact that I was spending time with my family, there was no way that was going to happen. So I rescheduled it for July 2011 when I went to Kineticon, and I actually met him, and a lot of people have asked me, they're like, oh, how did you become such good friends with him? You were just a fan of his, you met him. A lot of his fans meet him at gaming conventions. How did you strike up such a relationship with him? How did it happen? Well, I just need a drink of water first, but, I'm just honest. That's really the truth of it. I was really down to earth. When you see me in person, I don't hide anything. I'm honest. I'm truthful. I don't say anything that I wouldn't say. Just like I would interact with a friend of mine in real life, I would interact with Phil or a fan or somebody else who would see me in person. It's not like I change my attitude based on who I'm seeing. Obviously it was nerve-wracking because this guy has a big reputation on YouTube and I was, interested in meeting him. But, for me, I was just honest when I saw him. I was just like, hey, how you doing? I've seen you over the years. I'm TheAireaidLord. At the time, I had made some musical remixes, and I had played with him in some fan appreciation, so he knew me. But that was it. I was honest with him. I was truthful. I wasn't hiding anything. I wasn't, it's not like I went up to him and said, hey, how you doing? And then I just ran off. I spent time with him. I hung out with him the entire time at Kineticon. I filmed one of his Street Fighter matches when Rambo and OJ couldn't. And, I just struck up a conversation and was just, I got his, we exchanged numbers, we exchanged, conversations and stuff that has happened to us in the past. and it caught on from there. And then we played some co-op gameplay. We did the Resurrection map pack for Call of Duty Black Ops. We did Uncharted 3 co-op, and we also did Twisted Metal online play with his girlfriend. So we've done a whole bunch of stuff, and not to mention the fan appreciations he did in early 2011. So it's been an incredible ride, an incredible journey. It's been fun, and you know, really being his friend, it's been an experience. You know, he's the reason I have Machinima Partnership. He's the reason why I have so many dedicated fans. A lot of my fans have approached me and said that they're so thankful that Phil, you know, sponsored me, because they wouldn't have found my content otherwise. So I have a lot of fans who enjoy my content now because of what he did. So I have to say a big thanks to him. I've said it multiple times in multiple different ways. When he had his panel at MagFest, I actually stood up before asking my question and said that he was a great guy, and that it was an honor to have got to know him and his friends. So I definitely think he's a great guy. He's received a lot of hate over the years for different reasons. I don't think any of it's true. When you get to know him in real life, he's a totally different person. He's a really nice guy. I think the YouTube thing has really matured him and allowed him to see the lighter side of life. And that's just my opinion of him, and that's how I met him. So there you go. There's your answer. I'm sure I'll get this question many more times, but I'll direct people to this video. Or there are several videos I've made where I've explained how I met Phil, so it's not like this is the only one. So, alright. Thank you for the question. Oh, oh my god, didn't this guy send me fucking messages last time? He was asking to be my friend, and it just didn't happen, so, alright, whatever. I don't accept friend requests, I've already said this, blah 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 blah. Alright. Who the... Rojo00258. What is this? De Motorstorm RC. Te desfío a que mujeres mi tiempo en club nocturno. What the... This guy's fucking Spanish and he's sending me Twisted Metal shit. Look, he sent 3 messages of this Twisted Metal stuff. What the fuck? Well, I don't know what you're trying to say, buddy. I'm sorry if you're trying to ask me a question or something. It looks like you're just sending me Twisted Metal-related garbage, but whatever. Alright, next message from Darkside Pistol. I don't know if that's any correlation to Phil. Awesome videos, no question. Alright, thank you. That's a giant fucking truck roaring by. Alright, next message from CO72482. Wow, you guys have intricate names. Hey dude, I know you don't, oh, well he didn't spell it right. I know you don't know, I know you don't know me, but I'm a fan, so see ya. Alright, thank you. Alright, it's hard for me to read these messages when I'm looking for grammar and I don't get them, so I apologize if I'm insulting, but whatever. Alright, next message is from TimmyTime98, another fan of mine who's constant on the channel. His question is, what's your favorite food of all time, and what food do you hate the most? And say it in... Oh my god. Just to let everyone know, this has kind of become a constant thing on my channel now. Ever since there was one gaming update in March where I did an English accent, and ever since then people have thought it's the funniest fucking thing, and people have been wanting me to do it for everything. So, alright, my favourite food. Now, when I do this accent, I don't mean to insult any of the British people. I mean, I have friends, I have mates over in England, and I don't mean to impersonate them. So, my favourite food of all time will probably be the fish and chips. And they originate from England themselves. I like the cod or the fish. The food I hate the most will probably be yoghurt. It's bloody awful and I hate it. It's the stupidest thing ever. So don't eat yoghurt. Alright, that's my British accent and that's the food I hate. I love fish and chips and I hate yogurt. That is the food I hate and that's the food I love. So thank you. And I did the British accent. I'm not trying to insult anyone, but I guess that's just for your enjoyment if you wanted to hear that. Because apparently a lot of people think I do a good British accent, so who knows? Maybe I'll be an actor in the future. I am going to be an actor on Project 7, but it's not like I'm going to be any major actor in the future, so. Alright, next message from Samplez XX, all those X's. Just wanted just wanted to check your profile. Alright, well, you checked my profile. Did you get a virus yet? Well, great. Fan mail from Frankie Scalera 1. I think this guy has sent me questions before. Hey man, have you ever been in a fight in school? Have I ever been in a fight in school? Let's see. Not necessarily. I'm not the type of kid who goes on drunken emotions and just punches the fuck out of people for no reason. I'm a black belt in Taekwondo. I've been practicing it for 12 years. I'm a highly trained martial artist. That's another thing most people might not know about me, but it's self-defense. I don't use it to hurt anybody. So if people are insulting me, because I'm not gonna lie, I've been insulted. People have tortured me and harassed me, and it's one of the reasons I've actually created the YouTube channel. In late 2010, I was getting a lot of that harassment, and the YouTube channel was one of the ways I thought I could escape from that. So, I've never actually been in a physical fight with somebody. I've pushed people, I've shoved people, we've fought back and forth, kind of, just pushing each other here and there, but I've never actually been in a real fight where I've been kicking and punching and making people bleed out on the fucking floor like SmackDown versus Raw kind of shit. But no, I've never been in a fight that intense. I usually try to talk out any problem I have. I never resort to fighting. It's just like I just explained. My martial art is all self-defense, and I've never ever had to use it for offensive means. It's really not necessary. If you can talk out your problems, I think it's better to talk them out instead of going to fucking punching the shit out of somebody. But a lot of people are, stupid, and they don't necessarily understand that, and they just, blindly attack people for no reason. So my advice, if you're in school, which, I'm in school, but if you're in school, try to talk out any problems you have, discuss them with your parents and your principals and your teachers before resorting to physical fighting. If someone attacks you, defend yourself, but don't, just beat the shit out of them like in the Christmas Story. In Christmas Story when the kid gets all angry because the kid throws a snowball at him and he fucking runs at him and beats the shit out of him and he gets a bloody nose. Don't do that. Try to control yourself, and yeah. So I've never been in a fight in school. I've pushed people and shoved people, but other than that, not really. So thanks for the question. Alright, let's see. Next one is from Whitey Rules 55678. Alright. Is there a way to disable pop-up ads on PlayStation 3? I can't find an option like that anywhere. Thanks. I don't know what you're talking about. Pop-up ads? Do you mean... wait a minute. I could actually go to it right now. Are you talking about, like, the PlayStation Store? I don't know, I'm trying to fucking think of an example. I don't know. I don't see any advertisements here. Is it, if you go to certain things, like the PlayStation stores and stuff, well, it's not any of this stuff, but... I don't know. I'm trying to find an example. I don't know, but whatever. I don't know what the guy's talking about. Pop-up ads, I'm not quite sure what those are, but, yeah. But I don't really know what pop-up ads are. I usually get those, if you notice, on the Xbox 360s when I make my gaming update. I usually try to move the cursor to the right so people don't have to look at a stupid fucking advertisement of the latest and greatest video game, TV show, or movie. It's kind of retarded how they... Now, Microsoft going all the fucking commercial route, 100 fucking %, throw ads all over their system, so the only thing people see are advertisements instead of the games they want to play. So, oh well, but I've never really seen that on the PlayStation 3. Honestly, as I scroll across, I don't see advertisements anywhere. Unless I go into the PlayStation Store, I don't really see advertisements. So yeah, I'm not quite sure what you mean. Maybe if you want to explain it, I'll try to answer it. Alright, here's another question. This one is from NASCAR Fan 2414. And his question is, what is your favorite and worst movie of all time? My favorite movie is The Dark Knight by Chris Nolan. Basically, I love this movie because of the actors. Heath Ledger did an awesome job in this movie. Unfortunately, he passed away, and I was extremely upset by that. I was really hoping he would be able to return for the sequel, which comes out this summer. And I was really hoping he'd be back, but unfortunately there was the whole controversy with the painkillers, which no one really has figured out yet. But oh well. So The Dark Knight is my favorite movie. Chris Nolan did an amazing job filming that, the explosives, the special effects, the moral message that comes from it, the themes that are portrayed, the acting. The Joker's fucking insane and it's awesome. I love that movie. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. I also like The Shawshank Redemption. That's also a movie I really like. I like Gladiator. That's another movie I'm interested in. Inception, Gran Torino. Those are just some of my favorite movies of all time. I just named a couple of them off. And yeah, I think all those movies are really well done. But The Dark Knight is my favorite movie of all time. The worst movie of all time? Oh my God, I'd have to really think about this one. What is my worst movie of all time? I don't know. Hold on a minute. If I think about it, let me see. Give me a minute. Give me a minute to think about it. Hold on a minute. Actually, let me go refill my glass of water. When I come back, I'll tell you guys the answer. Hold on. Hold on. Alright. Need a glass of water. Worst movie would probably have to be... God damn it. I know I'm gonna think of it after. Like, I'm gonna be uploading this video, I'm gonna be like, oh, that's the movie I hate the most. I'm gonna be fucking angry, I can't remember. Oh my God, what the fuck? I can't think of it. Let me see. I have to think of maybe something from when I was really young. I know when I was young, when I was, the movies that I grew up with were The Lion King. I grew up with Toy Story, the original Toy Story. I grew up with some of the old Disney movies like Aladdin. Those were the movies I watched when I was young. The TV show I was into was Thomas the Tank Engine. I love the original Thomas, the 80s Thomas. I love the original Thomas, where George Carlin was the narrator. That was awesome. Let's see. I'm trying to think. I can't think of my worst movie. I know there are a lot of shitty movies that I've seen. Oh! I know the movie I hate the most. I just thought of it. The Last Airbender by M. Night Shyamalan. I finally thought of it. Yes, that's the movie. I fucking hate that movie. Basically, that movie took one of my favorite TV shows of all time and fucked it up. Oh my God, I hate M. Night Shyamalan. And the thing is, I actually liked the movie Signs. If you don't know the movie Signs with Mel Gibson in it and Joaquin Phoenix, that movie is actually a really good movie, and it's actually really well done, and it's all this paranormal activity shit, and it's really cool. M. Night Shyamalan did a good fucking job with that. The Last Airbender, oh my God. Basically, if you don't know what The Last Airbender is, it's basically, it came out in 2010, okay? It's based on a TV show made by Mike and Brian, the co-creators of the show, and the show is called Avatar: The Last Airbender. It's an amazing show, very Asian-based. It's basically has these characters. It's not really anime. People have argued, oh, it's anime. It's not really. They've kind of perfected their own art style that's very unique to themselves. It's basically about a show in this fictional world where there are 4 nations. There's the Air Nomads, the Earth Kingdom, the Water Tribe, and the Fire Nation. There's basically 4 nations for the 4 elements, which is water, earth, fire, and air. And basically each nation can control each element. So the Water Tribe can control water, Fire Nation can move fire, Air Nomads can make air move, and Earthbenders can, do earth bending. It's called all of the different types of motions you do. Basically, it's based on different forms of Chinese martial arts. So Northern Shaolin fighting is firebending. And this is actually a martial art that I practice. I do Northern Shaolin fighting, which has its roots in Taekwondo. So this is one of the reasons why I love this show. They took regular fighting techniques from Asian martial arts and implemented them into this awesome show. It's for kids, it's for adults, it's for teenagers. It's a really awesome show. It has a great storyline to it. You know, it has a lot of destruction and death, and it has a good message. Once you watch the entire season, seasons 1, 2, and 3, it's actually a pretty funny show once you get some of the jokes. And I thought it was a really awesome TV show. However, this fucking guy, M. Night Shyamalan, whose new nickname has now become Shalamala Ding Dong, basically because he makes these shitty movies. He used to be a pretty good director, but now he's basically been copped out as one of the worst fucking directors ever. And basically, he was a fan of Avatar, The Last Airbender, and he wanted to do a movie version of this. So he basically took all of these actors and put them into this movie. But the problem was, basically, if you don't know how Avatar is set up, it's set up in 3 seasons, okay? And season 1 is 20 episodes, and each episode runs 30 minutes. So you do the math, 20 times 30, that's 600 minutes of a movie that you need to basically condense. So basically, it was obvious that he wasn't going to get every little detail in the movie, okay? A 2-hour or an hour-and-a-half movie could not be condensed. And that was really where the problem started. Trying to condense a 600-minute TV show in the first season into a 2-hour or an hour-and-a-half movie was just fucking impossible. It shouldn't have been done. This show should not have been a movie. And if it was going to be a movie, it should have had the proper director. Maybe like a Peter Jackson or something. But basically what he did was he was not true to the series at all. He changed all of the names of the characters. He changed the entire storyline. He changed everything that was basically meant for the story. He changed the characters' personalities. He changed what the characters looked like. He fucked up everything. The movie was nothing like the TV show because I went in summer 2010, I went into this movie believing that it was going to be like the TV show, and I was like, awesome, I can watch this and it's going to be awesome. I'm going to see a great movie rendering of this fucking TV show that I've loved over the past couple of years, and guess what? It sucked donkey shit. It got horrible reviews on Rotten Tomato, and it basically scored worse than any movie that came out that summer. So, basically, that is my worst movie of all time. I know I'm going in really long explaining it, but I just think that Shyamalan did a horrible job with that movie. The cast was awful. He chose all of these actors who have never acted before. The main character had never acted in his life. And now all of a sudden he's being trained to do all this martial art shit and now he's the main fucking character? What? What are you thinking? And even some of the characters that he had as the main characters were, you know, there were some people who considered him to be racist because the races weren't right with the show. It was a failure. The Last Airbender, he couldn't have named the show Avatar because, of course, that would interfere with James Cameron's Avatar. Oh, what whoop-de-fucking-doo-dah. But basically, that's the movie I hate the most. The Last Airbender from 2010, they're probably not going to make a sequel. There have been no talks about making a sequel because the movie scored so poorly, it's obvious it's not going to happen. So that's my worst and favorite movie of all time. Thanks for the question. Oh my god. I'm really glad I remembered that. I was nervous I wasn't going to remember it. So, okay, last question. This is from the same guy. Hey man, wait a minute. Hey man, if there is ever any downtime, could you do a playthrough of Crash Bandicoot? Well, I am taking a stance this year where I'm going to be doing a lot of classic games like Ratchet & Clank HD, possibly Age of Empires if I can get my PC to work. So, if I have, I don't have Crash Bandicoot. I sold it along with a whole bunch of other PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2 games. If I ever have the chance, I will try to get it and play it on my PlayStation 2, but I can't promise, okay? So, that's it. That is all of the questions I have for you for this episode of my fan mail series. This is episode 4. I thank you all for sending your questions in. Episode 5 will be at the end of May on the Xbox 360. I already have some questions on there already. Hopefully they don't delete. So send them in right now. I'm opening the window, and this This video will probably be up on my channel for a week until Tom Clancy's Future Soldier comes out, or whatever game comes out next week, I forget. But thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you later.